Welcome to your September 2015 Tarotscope. This is Gwendolyn of Readings by Gwendolyn, and I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been scheduling personal readings with me, for all of your subscribes and likes and shares. It's just been great to watch that, so I really appreciate each and every one of you who's watching this, and also for those who've been booking readings with me. That's been a lot of fun. So, I just wanted to say, if there's anyone who's interested, one of my clients suggested a new format for a reading, and that is a pre-recorded video. So if any of you are interested in that, that's definitely available too. You can do that with the hour-long or the half-hour-long video. But anyway, here is Aries for September 2015. And also too, a lot of you have been expressing interest in this deck that I use. This is the Greer deck. So I'll put a link below in the description about the deck so you can check it out if you're interested in it. Okay, so Aries. Ooh, that's definitely coming out. That's card number 1 and 2. Let's just jumped right out. And then I'll go ahead and do the rest from here. It looks like the deck is ready. So, okay, lots of blue energy in the first part of the month. Wow, still coming up blue. Blue is clear. Wow, look at all of this. Blue is the mental element. It's the mind. It can sometimes refer to clarity. I look at it as blue sky. Look at all of these cards so far. Blue background. Every single one of them. Blue sky is ahead for you, Aries, for September. At least towards the beginning of the month. It looks like things may be changing towards the end of the month. Let's just take a look and see what's going on for you, Aries. Gosh, overwhelmingly. I have to say, just looking at this spread, there is so much blue energy that I'm just going to talk a little bit about the color blue because I think it's significant for you this month. One of the first things I'm seeing is definitely blue skies ahead. I mean, there may just be a lot of nice stuff that's coming for you, especially at the first 2/3 of the month. Blue is clarity, it's freshness. Like I said again, it has to do with the mental element, so it's all about mind. But I'm just seeing a lot of really clear blue sky energy for you, Aries. It's going to be a nice month for you. So I'm trying to think what else to say about blue. Blue, there's a couple different ways. On the high side, blue is reliability. It's the color that, you'll see a lot of banks use that color in their logos or their branding because it's just so darn reliable. Blue can also, on the low side, blue can mean melancholy. So it could mean being a little bit sad or blue. But I'm just getting like a really fresh blue here for you guys. And even, turquoise is a version of blue that usually just means like abundance and prosperity and money luck. So there's a lot of really just nice, fresh blue energy. It's also got like some indigo happening, and indigo is a color of mystery. It's a color of depth. I'm gonna have to put some links below to some of the blues that I'm seeing. I'm even seeing some ultramarine, so there may be some way that you guys are connected with water this month, or that you may be visiting I'm just seeing like water and clear blue skies. So if you're planning a trip that involves air travel, it's looking great. Or if you're going somewhere that's going to be near the ocean or where you can see the night sky, like the dark indigo of the night sky, lots of blue energy. I'll put some links below about blue because it's just really standing out for me with this reading. So let's see. Let's take a look at the first week or first 10 days, first part of the month for you. We've got 2 of Wands, and then King of Swords, then Hanged Man, and Wheel of Fortune. So 2 of Wands is a spiritual journey. This card, as you can see, sometimes there's two people involved, but the focus is on one person. This is like the energy of climbing atop Mount Kilimanjaro, and this may be the person who helps you get there. This orb here, the figure is holding it in their hand. So this represents it's kind of like a pearl. So it's like the world is your oyster. This card also means holding the world in your hands. So it's a real card of personal power. It's a card of knowing your own power, knowing your own strength, your own... it's holding your own confidence, and it's holding your own boldness. And there's a way in which it's sort of got that feeling of like, oh, I'm going to just go climb Mount Everest, or I'm going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. It's got this, everything is available to you. The world is my oyster. I can create anything that I want. So it's got that energy to it. It's different from Magician, though, because Magician is all about focus of consciousness and focus of attention, whereas this card is more about personal power. This is more about like your own will and directing your will, and feeling boldness, feeling confidence, feeling personal power. So it's more about like the vitality side rather than the consciousness creation side. Because it's in reverse, just telling me that, are you questioning your own power? Are you questioning your own boldness, your own ability, your own view of seeing things in the world as your playground? I mean, something is telling me that you may be deferring to the King of Swords, which is actually a very good card to defer to. This card is generally an air sign, so this could be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And King of Swords is my King Solomon card. Sometimes I say that about King of Cups too, but King of Swords, actually they both have King Solomon elements. One because King of Cups is heart-based and King of Swords is mind-based. But he's a card, an archetype who makes really great decisions. You can see he's king of the mental element, and he's got all this oak growing around him, and he's got these shafts of wheat. It's basically like he knows what decisions to make that will yield good results, vital results. He's a very wise person, and he knows how to weigh things in a very logical, rational way and come to a good decision based on the rational mental element. So what I'm seeing with this is that your own personal power is a little bit kind of in shadow or not coming to the surface, and you may be deferring to this person who has good judgment. So this could go two ways. He's in the upright position, so really what he says, his word is law, and he is in the authority position. So this could be either a mentor that you are kind of growing under, or it could be that you're doubting yourself. You're hearing his words more than you're hearing your own. You're listening to his advice more than you're listening to your own inner confidence or boldness. But for some reason, I'm getting like a sweetness in this card that you're actually just like looking to him for advice. So there may be a nice dynamic going on here, but it's also could be that one of the things I'm thinking as I'm seeing these cards together is that you might just be looking for some good advice in order to access your own confidence, boldness, personal power, to take that step on your spiritual journey. So if there's a way in which, Aries, you're looking for someone who's got good advice, or you're looking for a mentor or an authority figure, he's around. He's there for you. So listen to, if you've got a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra in your midst, because you can see here, he's got all these oak leaves in full bloom, and there's only a couple leaves on these wands, but they're all there. So he's actually fully developed in the area that you're just starting to develop in, if that makes any sense. So any authority, wise man, could be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Listen to the words that he has to say, because he has good advice for you, and it will help you correct this card and bring out more of your personal power, your boldness, your feeling like the world is my oyster. It'll give you a lot of confidence. So that is Two of Wands with King of Swords. You also have Hangman in reverse and Wheel of Fortune. Hangman in reverse tells me, first of all, this card normally appears like this. And what this is that it is a card of someone who marches to the beat of their own drum. They do things their own way. They're okay with being on the outside of society. He's hanging for everyone to see how different he is, but he's okay with it. He finds comfort, and he's able, in the Rider-Waite, there's a halo around him, and he finds comfort and ease in this position. So he's okay. What this tells me is that in reverse, you might be a little bit worried about what everyone's thinking. You might be worried about, taking off and doing your own thing and having, going on this journey, taking steps to feel and, experience your own personal power and boldness, because you may be worried that people are going to say, who do they think they are, or what do they think they're doing. Because both of these are in reverse, I'm getting that sense that there's something you're hearing good advice, or you're looking for good advice, but you're too concerned with what the outward world is going to think if you actually take hold of some of your own power, confidence, boldness. So my interpretation of this card for you in the reverse position is, don't be afraid to let your own unique individuality shine through. Don't be afraid that people are going to think you're a freak, or that you're, stepping outside of the norms. You're original. You're one of a kind here. So don't be afraid of marching to the beat of your own drum. This card can be, there's a lot of people that I think of for this card where they have done things their own unique, original way, and it kind of pays off for them. People like, say, Andy Warhol, or Walt Disney, or, there's a million examples, Salvador Dali, where there's only one of them in the world. And I mean, that's true of all of us. It's just embracing that. And this card in reverse tells me that you may have some hesitancy in embracing your own individuality, your own uniqueness, your differences from the way that you're different from everyone else. But really, it's a strength. But it also shows me, this was Wheel of Fortune, and there is going to be some change happening. There is going to be some way in which what was at the bottom is going to be at the top, and what is going to be at the top is going to be at the bottom. Tables are turning. What's funny is that I'm seeing in this card, it's not exact, but there's kind of a parallel between this hanged man person, and then I don't know if you can see, but see this person who's wearing the red tights, who's kind of on the bottom and has fallen off the wheel. This guy also has the red tights, and I kind of get a sense that maybe whoever has been cast away or cast off is going to be kind of okay, find himself in an okay position. So this is like a castaway or being cast out, and this is another outcast. So, but he's on the bottom, but he's going to be on the top, because as this wheel turns, this royal family that's living it up, they're going to fall off this wheel, and he's going to come back up around and be on the top. So if there's a way in which you have been outcast, or you have been, estranged, or in some ways made like a pariah, or just if there's some way in which you're concerned about being excluded or looked at as outside the norm of things, don't worry. Tables are going to turn. Life is changing. This wheel, everything changes. What was up will be down and what was down will be up. So your day is coming. And don't be afraid to be yourself. That's what this card in shadow tells me, is that there may be a way in which you are, you know, just kind of holding back on who you naturally are because you're afraid of being considered an outcast. So don't worry about that. It's all sunny skies too. It's all clear blue sky. So you're thinking clearly is what it also tells me, Aries, is that in September, things are kind of coming into clarity for you. Ace of Cups, this is towards the middle of the month. Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. So Ace of Cups is about a new beginning. It's an ace. Cups is the heart element and the emotional element. So it's a new beginning of the heart. This could be either a project that you love, or it's the universe handing you something that you love. It's this card I always call my cup runneth over. And as you can see, you know, this cup is so filled that it's spilling over into this beautiful land. And there's, you know, there's symbols of enlightenment and peace and tranquility in this card. There's the lotus that comes up from the depths of the water and just creates this beautiful fulfilled symbol of fulfillment. And then there's also this dove, which is a symbol of, you know, peace and just like this is just happiness and joy and love, and it's something new that's coming to you. The universe is handing it to you. So your job is just to receive it, Aries. And it's a new beginning with something that you love. So be sure to look for that ace, that new beginning of that thing that you love coming to you. Also, here's some more. Look at all the cups energy in the middle of the month. You've got Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups. There is someone who, you know, may not be helpful to you or is in some ways a naysayer. Like this could be a mother figure or a sister or an aunt or someone at the workplace. She's queen, so she has some authority in your world, you know, whether it's a family member or a friend or a landlord, boss, coworker. For some reason you listen to what she says, but she has some cutting things to say, or I'm getting the fact that she may be a naysayer, someone she might be the source of who do you think you are? You know, what do you think you're doing? If this person is usually an air sign also, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So if you have a woman who is being kind of critical towards you or saying sharp, blunt things, she is the Queen of Swords, or saying, you know, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow how everybody does things. You know, you may not want to listen to her in the middle of the month. She's not necessarily helpful towards you in fulfilling all of this cups energy. I'm also seeing that she could be presenting you with something that's not exactly what it appears to be. This card, because she has all this, you know, Neptune foggy energy in the back too. There's a lot of clouds. This tells me that she could be offering you something or like a business deal, or she's offering you something that looks good on the surface. But I would definitely say, Aries, look it in the eye, check the references, check the fine print, you know, really look at this thing, because what she's presenting to you looks really rosy, you know, and it looks shiny and good. But this card, Seven of Cups, is about making decisions and about really seeing things for what they are, like not taking things at face value, and really seeing like what is going to satisfy me, what is the correct choice for me. Don't be illusioned by, you know, the riches or the power or the fortress or the victory or, you know, masks, or there's a lot of things going on in this card. And this card is often a card of illusion or making choices, seeing choices for what they are. And so in some ways, I'm seeing her as related to this card also. She may be presenting a world or a version of the world that is a lot rosier. It's kind of like a story. And the question is do you want to buy into that or not? So it may be that she's saying something like, you need to buy into this world of how I see things so that you don't become an outcast. Or, here's this card too. Moon can represent illusion also, and that's in line with her. And this card, there's some way in which Queen of Swords is presenting you with something that all the facts may not be on the surface. That's very unlike her. And that's probably why she is in the reverse position, because normally Queen of Swords is very clear, she's very direct, she's very honest, she's very forthright, has a lot of convictions and ideals, but in reverse position, she thinks she knows everything, but she doesn't necessarily. And she may be the source of why you're feeling like, oh, if I do things my own way, I could be outcast, I need to do things Queen of Swords way. There's a lot of illusion connected to her. So just be aware that there may be a Queen of Swords that even though she says her word is law, you might want to take that with a grain of salt in the middle of the month. Again, could be Libra, could be Aquarius, could be Gemini. That's typically who Queen of Swords is, although it can also just represent any woman in an authority position or whose advice that you usually follow. But in this case, I'm going to say it might not be the best to follow her advice, or don't feel like constricted or confined by the rules that she sets forth. You also have Knight of Cups energy. So Knight of Cups this is a card of, it can go a couple different ways. This is a card of a messenger of the heart. You see that he's wearing Hermes' winged helmet. Hermes was the god. He was a messenger god, by the way. He's known for like being fleet-footed, or Quicksilver is associated with him. So it's like quick messages or travel of messages. You'll see some like floral companies have him, or a floral company has him as their logo because he like carries messages across. That's his imagery. And in this case, he's carrying a message of love. This is a message of the heart. So it could mean that it could represent this cup that's being brought to you. This could be a love proposal. This could be someone who's coming to you wearing their heart on their sleeve. This card also has a lot of sacrifice energy. This is actually like a Christ card. It could be sacrifice to children, sacrifice for animals. It's just like a sacrifice of love is Knight of Cups. He's willing to go in and champion his love, or champion love that's there. So it could be a message of love. It could be a declaration of love, but there's a message of love coming to you, Aries. And it could also just, it could be that you're sacrificing a little bit for love, but this is coupled with Ace of Cups. This is beautiful energy. Love's coming to you, or maybe it just gets more enriched. He is looking at Queen of Swords, so there may be a way in which, if you relate to this, Aries, traditionally this is a air sign, but if you are feeling like you kind of have been laying down the law and saying my way goes and being a little sharp and being a little blunt and being a little cutting, look at the way in which you may be creating illusions around you. You need to look at the Seven of Cups and say, is this really what I want? Is this really how I want things to be? What are the choices that I'm making? And then towards the end of the month, you have Devil, Star, Moon, and King of Rods, who's the King of Fire. So one of the things that I'm seeing immediately is there's a lot of star and moon energy. There's a star here, there's a star here, there's a moon here. So the moon and the stars figure prominently. So I don't know if you're going to be like up at night a lot. This is like burning the midnight oil I'm seeing, and star. I don't know if there's something that you're thinking about at night, or that you are working at night, or that you're up at night. There's something about the nighttime or the night sky. You might even be studying astronomy, I'm not sure, but stars and moon definitely figure prominently here. So what what devil means is in the upright position, devil can mean a couple things. It can mean passion. So like unbridled passion for something, like you just go for it and you kind of get engrossed by it. It can also mean like addictions, like getting involved with drugs or getting involved with gambling. Sometimes it's something that contains us or holds us that we're not able to get away from because it's so intense, it's so powerful, it's got a grip on us. But and it can also mean, like, with this Ace of Cups card here, this is love. This could be like unbridled passion for the love of the thing that this, in these three in line, even though this is in reverse, can mean, you know, going on your spiritual journey, finding that it fulfills your heart and having unbridled passion to just pursue it. So this could be like, you know, all the gates unlock as far as you have this burning fire for this spiritual journey that you're taking. But what I'm seeing here, usually devil means being like consumed with something that you can't get away from. You actually always have the choice to get away from it. In the Rider-Waite, there's a picture of two figures underneath the devil where there's chains around them, but they can always take them off. They're loose enough. It's almost like self-deception. And not knowing that you're always in control. This is like surrendering to something, giving your control away to something. So I would ask, is there a way towards the end of the month that you're giving your control away to something? Like, are you, sometimes this could also mean your personal power is, and this is a 2 card, is in reverse. This is a love, a new love. This is devil. This could be like a love affair where you're totally giving your personal power away. You're totally enthralled with it. You're totally loving it. It's sort of like your personal power. You're giving that up to give to the love affair. Be careful here, Aries, with this, because this is like a lot of heady energy. But also towards the end of the month, and one of the things I'll say about devil in reverse is that often devil can mean believing in things that aren't true. So again, especially following this 7 of Cup cards and then devil in reverse, both of these cards are like, look at things more carefully. Look things in the eye. See it for what it is. Don't believe in false truths. That's happening for you both in the middle of the month, towards the end of the middle of the month, and also, you know, the beginning of the end of the month. So if it towards the second 2/3 of the month, look things in the eye, qualify things, make sure that you don't believe in things that aren't true, because that's a message from the devil card. Don't believe in things that aren't true. Star energy gives you a lot of hope and a lot of self-acceptance. She's very grounded. She realizes her own worth as a person. She doesn't even need to do anything. She just has this natural radiance. That's why she's the star card. And I'm seeing star energy both here and here. So is there a way in which, some way that you are appearing as a star, like at night? Or I don't know if you perform somehow at night and you're becoming a star or something like that, but there is star and moon energy here going on. Be careful. I'm also seeing this naked woman next to devil, which in the Rider-Waite, you know, there is a naked woman there. So be careful that you don't become too vulnerable, especially with all this love energy. Be careful not to be vulnerable at night is also what it's telling me. Here's another card of illusion. There's a lot of illusion happening here, here, and here. So make sure towards the end of the month that you are really seeing things for what they are, that you really get qualifications on things. Moon can mean subconscious feelings coming up. This is deep emotions that come up and trying to come up in a balanced, safe way between the dog and the wolf, which is tameness and wildness. So it's sort of like having your emotions be allowed to come to light in a gentle, safe way. But this card can also be a card of illusion. There's also this like howling at the moon. So I don't know what's going on for you at night, But this could just be a lot of passion. You know, you could be going out for moonlit walks with your lover or something, because it's a lot of howling at the moon, subconscious feelings coming up, feeling radiant, feeling passion, this Ace of Cups energy. I mean, it's really, you're enjoying the day up here, and then you're also enjoying the night. Just be careful that it's not deceptive. Be careful that deception and illusion aren't involved here, because those are themes that keep coming up with some of these cards. And especially in relation to a King of Wands person. He is in reverse. He's surrounded by Moon and the Seven of Cups. He's in line with this stuff. So if there's a guy that you're having an affair with, or if there's a guy who's presenting himself and he's not everything that you think he is, you know, look this guy up, check his references. He may be a source of deception. King of Rods is King of Fire, so that's usually Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I'm not reading this as you, Aries, necessarily, even though it can represent you. But, you know, what I'm seeing from this card is if you're doing anything in a deceptive, illusory way, check yourself on that one. Be careful of that one, because if you're doing things like in the shadow of the night, and in relation to like Seven of Cups energy, not presenting yourself as you really are, it's dangerous. It's dangerous energy to be working with. So I guess or if you're dealing with a man who is Sag, Leo, or Aries, that is not presenting himself as he really is, you know, this could be a person that you're having an affair with. This could be someone that you're falling in love with that's very passionate. But be careful that what you see is what you get, because with this guy in reverse, next to the Seven of Cups, next to Moon, illusion cards, big time illusion cards, he may not be what you see is what you get. He may not be that at all. In fact, if there's a way in which this Queen of Swords woman has introduced you to him, doubly be so. Be like, she may have said, oh, he's the best thing since, you know, I don't know who, since Superman or something, but he doesn't have your best interests in mind, even though things may be very passionate. You may be going on moonlit walks. You may be spending a lot of time at night with him. Be careful of him, because he's in reverse. So Aries, that's your reading for September. It looks like actually a lot of smooth sailing. Be careful of any deception or believing in things that are false, especially towards the end of the month. But you do have a lot of hope going on. You do have a lot of natural radiance, is what this is telling me. You're able to not only shine your own energy, but reflect energy of others. So there's a lot of like sweet stuff happening in the nighttime too for you, especially towards the end of the month. Just be careful with two things, not to get too wrapped up with what other people think. Listen to this advice of this King of Swords, or go find some advice of King of Swords, mentor energy. And then towards the end of the month, be careful about deception or illusion. Just check things twice, get some references on people. And if there's a fire sign like Aries, another Aries, or Sag, or Leo, just, you know, make sure they are who they say they are. Okay, Aries, hope you enjoy September. It looks like clear blue skies for you. And thanks everyone again for watching.